Today, we are going to be looking at my top 10 favourite UFC fighters of all time. Kicking things off, my 10th favourite UFC fighter of all time is Ruthless Robbie Lawler. Now, one of the baddest fighters of all time. The real BMF, one of the real BMFs for sure. He had so many great wars. Rory McDonald too. Carlos Condit, he was the welterweight champ. He's such a nice guy. His last fight before he retired, defeating Nico Price in less than a minute in the first round. What a way to go out. And then watching that montage of him with his best moments and him tearing up just made me like him even more. Robbie Lawler, one of the toughest people on planet Earth, is number 10 for my favourite UFC fighters of all time. Number 9, we have the Eagle, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Now Khabib, 29-0, and everybody knows him for that Conor McGregor fight and how cool he was with it. Conor McGregor was talking so much shit to him leading up to the fight, trying to antagonise him, but Khabib just didn't let it get to him. And during the fight, he did exactly what he said, and he smashed your boy. Khabib was ice cold with it. Won the fight, 29-0. Beat some other greats like Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje. Khabib the Eagle, dominant, barely lost a round, barely got a scratch on him in every fight, and also such a great person as well. And that's why he's number 9 on this list. Now, number 8, we have the OG trash talker, Chael Sonnen. The man who deserved to win a title. He was so unlucky. He destroyed Anderson Silva for majority of that first fight, and then right at the end, triangle choke, forced him to tap. And also when he moved up to light heavyweight to fight John Jones broke his toe, and if Chael Sonnen had got to the end of the first round, Jones would have lost via doctor stoppage. So Chael Sonnen could have been a double weight champ. But Chael Sonnen, such an entertaining person, had some great wins, beat Shogun, beat Vanderlei Silva, had a great career. Always so close though, but wasn't he entertaining? And I still watch him today on his YouTube channel as well. He does a lot of great UFC media videos. So yeah, Chael Sonnen, number 8 on this list. Now number 7, former bantamweight champion Cody No Love Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt, what a legend he is. We know when he won that title against Dominic Cruz, just destroyed Dominic. Really, Dominic Cruz barely lost leading up to that fight, and Cody Garbrandt just completely dominated the whole 5 rounds, just dodging shots. His footwork in that fight was just immaculate, and we know at the end he gave the belt to that kid who did have cancer. So great stuff there from Cody Garbrandt. Such a great person, and number 7 for my favourite fighter of all time. Now number 6, we have the Iceman Chuck Liddell. How could you not have him on this list? At the start of his career, he was just destroying everyone. Randy Couture twice, Tito Ortiz, Calvin Randleman, Vanderlei Silva. He's beaten some legends. And wasn't he entertaining? The combination king Chuck was. Face of the UFC for a long time. Everybody knew him. Just an icon of the sport. Up there with one of the greatest of all time as well. Chuck Liddell, number 6. Number 5, we have the greatest of all time in my opinion, George Rush St. Pierre. Just another great person and the GOAT in my opinion. Just destroyed everyone he fought, whether he lost the first time maybe, but then he'd bounce back and win. The only fighter he might have lost to that he didn't defeat was Johnny Hendricks, but the judges saw it differently, so I guess we can say he never lost to Johnny Hendricks either. But middleweight champ, welterweight champ, George Ross St. Pierre, 5th on my list. Now we have Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz, Strikeforce champion, beat some greats such as Robbie Lawler, BJ Penn, and I think he was robbed against Carlos Condit. And what a gangster he is. Nick Diaz, just one of those fighters that did not care, one of the toughest in the sport. I think he was a better striker than Nate Diaz. When he got suspended, it really did ruin his career. Hopefully he can make a comeback because he is looking in shape. But Nick Diaz, such a legend, an icon, number 4 on my list. Number 3, this might be controversial because I had Khabib on this list, but I've gone Conor McGregor. How can you not love him? The trash talk. He's predicted his whole career basically, bar a few fights. Just came in and destroyed everyone in the featherweight division. And he has had a bit of a downfall, but he's had some wins here and there, and I'm hoping he can defeat Michael Chandler so bad. It's not that I hate Chandler, I just love Conor too much. Conor McGregor, a good person as well. Sometimes he might not seem that way because of the trash talk, but some of the best trash talk moments of all time. Who the fuck is that guy? That is one of the best. So number 3 on this list is Conor McGregor. Now number 2, we have the greatest heavyweight of all time, the fireman, Stipe Miocic. Number 2 on this list, former heavyweight champ. He's gonna fight John Jones for the belt later this year. And what an entertaining fighter he is. He's had some great knockouts. Fabricio Verdum, Junior Dos Santos, Alistair Overeem, Andrei Arlovski, beat DC twice. And that second fight when he gets his revenge, it's just iconic. Plus he's Croatian, which is our nationality. So that's why we love him, and I want him to destroy John Jones. I like John Jones, but sorry, Stipe, we just love him too much. Number 2 on this list, but he is still not as good as number 1 for my favourite. Number 1, we have Nick Diaz's brother, Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz, man, I love him so much. That's gonna sound sus, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way, but how can you not love the man? Just a full Stockton gangster, the real BMF of the UFC. Nate Diaz, the BMF of the UFC. He's had some great wins in his career. Cowboy Cerrone, Anthony Pettis, Conor McGregor, of course. He is an icon of the sport. Such a likeable person, such a great person. I don't know why he's fighting Masvidal in boxing. It's just annoying. Always in entertaining fights. He fights anyone he's offered, never turns down a fight. The Stockton Slapper, the real gangster of the UFC, is number 1 on my list.